Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon as Dr. Silvia Binder highlights the upcoming Bio-IT Symposium, Energetics in Medicine, at our 25th Annual World Congress in Anti-Aging Medicine on December 13th in Las Vegas. This course serves as an introduction to the use of energy medicine in diagnostics and therapeutics in your daily practice. Who can ignore the thousands of years of history of shamans, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic, Greek, or German healing philosophies? With all the available high-tech and personalized medicine approaches, it has become much easier to master some of these healing skills. Humans are electromagnetic beings, and it would behoove the advanced physician to integrate the realm of energy medicine in diagnostic and therapeutic intervention. Adding energetics into the available chemical model offers more comprehensive solution for patients overcoming disease or building and maintaining health and wellness. This is a powerful anti-aging strategy for any type of practice. I'm so excited to introduce our speaker, Dr. Silvia Binder. Dr. Silvia Binder is the founder of the Binder Institute for Personalized Medicine and CEO of the On-Demand Companies in New York and Germany. She has spent her career researching and supporting the healing of cellular dysfunctions throughout the body and exploring revolutionary, non-traditional healing methods. Due to the very large audience this afternoon, please submit your questions by using the chat option, and we will address your questions at the end of the webinar. Dr. Binder, I will turn the webinar to you.
Thank you very much, Lindsay, for your wonderful introduction, for inviting me once again this year to do the webinar, and also, of course, be holding the Bio-IT Symposium as a pre-conference event to the World Congress in Las Vegas in December. So, energetics in medicine, I want to start here with Bruce Lipton. Oh, first of all, I want to say hello. Good morning to you on the east and west coast of South and North America. And good evening from Germany. I am dialing in from Germany, southern Germany, where we already have 6 p.m. So here is Bruce Lipton, one of my favorite scientists, who puts it so beautifully, and he's so humorous. We shall not forget that human beings, or everything in the universe, is electromagnetic. So he says quantum physics discovered that physical atoms are made up of vortices of energy that are constantly spinning and vibrating. So molecules collectively radiate their own identifying energy patterns. Every thought, every touch, every feeling, every smell, whatever, will change continuously your 70 trillion cells and their energy patterns. So every material structure in the universe, including you and me, radiates a unique energy signature. The body's internal regulation and communication system involving hormones, neurotransmitters, and hormone-like molecules actually determines how efficiently the body rebalances and repairs itself following an oxidative insult, addictions, trauma, stress, and so on. So now it's important, cell-to-cell biocommunication is regulated by the principle of resonance specificity. Cell membranes scan and convert signals into electromagnetic events. So it is important to remember the aspect of energetics. The whole universe is vibrating, and if you want to discover the secrets of the universe, we got to look at also the energetic part. And here is another one I like a lot, which is Jim Oshman, a friend of ours, and he just recently published the 2nd edition of Energy Medicine, the Scientific Basis. If you are new to this topic, or if you are ready to finally dive into this topic, this is a fantastic book to scientifically explain what is behind energy medicine, how to put that into the chemical model, or how to augment the chemical model with energy medicine. Also, he published and wrote the book Energy Medicine in therapeutics and human performance. He says that the biggest organ in the body is actually a living matrix. And in one of the conferences, he often lectured with us. He was lecturing at the Ephraim in Vegas, and it just struck me as beautiful, so I want to say what he said here. When we ignore energy, we miss 99% of reality. In fact, what can you comprehend about anything without energetics? So I do have a practice in Germany where I focus my approach on integrative, personalized medicine, and this constellation here I call it my planetary system, and I have many planets that they support each other. I use whatever I feel is most important for my patient at the time, and of course I work with specialists. Whether they're endocrinologists or gynecologists, etc., within my own community, or I send my international patients back to see their integrative or their functional medicine physician, along with those who have not expanded into that field of integrative medicine, such as internal medicine. So one of the biggest tools we have, and one of the most important planets in my galaxy, is intuition. And I'll touch on that much more at the Vegas symposium. I use a biofeedback and pulsed electromagnetic field device. It's the pillar of my practice. It is really the column of it, and everything else really surrounds it. Most important, of course, to give a tool to the patient is a very easy nutritional teaching, a tool that the patient will use for the rest of their lives, along with their family's lives. And I will touch on all of these planets and more, of course, at the symposium on homeopathy, Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, anthroposophical philosophy, Rudolf Steiner's work, which means a spiritually enhanced medicine. It's just beautiful, it turns things on its head. I love that. It's 180 degrees. I also love family constellation, Hellinger's work, and then there is Hamer's work, and he recently passed, on the unresolved emotional shock and trauma connected to cancer and other chronic disease. So here I want to show you, and this is you don't have to become a TCM specialist. You can, of course, but who has the time? I have found very simple ways of looking at the body in a broader way, and sharing that with physicians and lay people, patients from around the world. All you need really is a chart, and this is a great one here that you will be getting that, of course, on your memory stick to print it and have it available in your practice. And when you find certain things on the patient's body, expand your diagnosis and only thinking physical, but think energy. And I'll show you in a moment what that really means. So body meridians, right? Meridians are traditional Chinese medicine, and it talks about the flow of energy and fluid, like let's say high-speed networks, like roads that carry energy and fluids. And if there is a blockage somewhere, it may cause a problem further down the road. I will touch also on the TCM model in connection to biological dentistry. So if your patient has had a root canal in one of the upper and lower frontal teeth, you see here, they correlate with kidney and bladder meridian. You can expect, but we shouldn't expect, but I would say a high percentage of these patients over time, and male of course, develop issues within their prostate. So we'll touch on that. Let's look at other ways to energetically test remedies and dysfunctions on the body. And I will have many more slides, as I said. And I will be with you for a whole day in reviewing different things and also showing you and demoing what it is that I'm speaking about. So using our hands, you know, we can feel for the patient's dysfunctions just by being aware and feeling for heat or coldness or tickling, vibrating as we feel the patient or even away from the body and scan as a Reiki would do. In our work with the on-the-mat device, we're using biofeedback, which really is Nochet's work. It's based on the vascular autonomic signal. We're stimulating the body with focused electromagnetic fields and are waiting to receive a response from the patient's autonomic nervous system. So a French neurologist developed this in the 70s, doing auricular medicine, which is ear acupuncture. And it is just amazing how obvious that change can be. It is a change, you can see here, in the pulse's intensity. So the amplitude becomes more intense, larger. It is not rhythm, and gives you the information that is true to the patient of where dysfunctions are and with what to most ideally stimulate with in terms of electromagnetic frequencies, or you can also test homeopathy and other remedies. So in diagnostics, besides the MRI, EKG, EEG, that's all energy. We have thermography to test inflammation, which is a wonderful diagnostic modality. Oxygen saturation, bioimpedance, those are all based on energy. And in the therapeutics world, many and many more coming, because patients are asking for better ways, no side effects, and for being recognized as the human being that they are, not just compartmentalized, not understood, and only being viewed as just their body sitting in front of the physician. So here we have therapeutics, including laser, infrared sauna, Reiki, microcurrent, TENS, massage, homeopathy. I will touch on that. I have more slides on that at the event of how to use it. Again, you don't have to become a homeopath, because that will take you all your life, because you continuously learn what these remedies are all about. There's almost 6,000 homeopathic remedies, and the dilution is typically comes out of Germany, D6, D12, and the less potent, often the more powerful the remedy. It's quite interesting. Now, from the peer-reviewed literature, and again looking at it from a 2D model, a two-dimensional model, I want to say, we're looking at, well, what does a frequency cause in the body? And for example, 2 Hertz will tell us we can manipulate melatonin secretion, or where we have bone growth that is about 10 Hertz. But in all reality, as we have learned in my second slide today with Bruce Lipton, we're constantly radiating at different vibrations, frequencies. So we got to pick up the body of where it is at that time and where it needs a stimulation. So we're not treating by what we think makes most sense, but we're treating by what makes most sense for the patient, and they're guiding us with the biofeedback loop. So let's expand into ideally a 4D model. We're honing in and out, we're dancing, it's a give and a take. That's important to understand. So the common denominator to most disease, as you all know, is inflammation. And it was Alfred Pischinger already in the middle of the 20th century, who is a Landsman, which means that he also grew up in and lived in Vienna, Austria, as I did. And he phrased the term ground regulation. So we're stimulating the body so that the body can self-regulate. And there's a lot of talk today about this still, although he was so ahead of his time. He said that the origin of disease and its first signals register in the myofascia, the connective tissue. And so it is it's a network of cell communication and microcirculation happening in the extracellular matrix. So now, here this is a drawing where you can see here, and I hope you can see my mouse moving. This is a waste deposit. So you have toxicity, heavy metals, you have a pouch of infection in this area, and we have maybe elevated CRP, white blood cell count, and it may be due to an old injury, due to a deposit of waste and toxicities somewhere on the body, but we don't know where that is, right? And this is continuously leaking toxicity throughout the whole body. So where is it sitting? And this, of course, this waste deposit causes a breakdown of cellular communication. Well, either you use your hands or other methods, but here I'm showing the on-demand applicator of scanning the body and then focusing in on the area with focused electromagnetic fields, causing microcurrent in and around tissue and attracting immune cells to migrate, bringing movement, also means stimulating lymphatic flow so that the body can excrete the heavy metal toxicity or any other waste product. Focused electromagnetic fields allow electrons to flush areas such as inflammation pockets. And that's Celia's work, another man from Vienna, Austria, physician who then migrated to Toronto, Canada, was an endocrinologist, and he lived also from, as you can see here, middle of, actually he got pretty old for that age, I mean for the 20th century. And he, in the 50s already, 1950s, he talked about the cilia pouches, stress causes inflammation, and inflammation is not just floating all over the body, but is encapsulated in those pouches, that granuloma, for example, or inflammation pockets, where you have all this stuff, this pus in it, and leaking toxicity further down the road, and then you may have pain in your knee, but that pouch is sitting in your left shoulder. You don't know. So what is happening is when we use focused electromagnetic fields, and we know that there is an area in the body that needs stimulation, it may be one of these granulomas, well, we're placing the applicator where we have the reaction, and we're attracting the immune response to a previously not being able to be seen, a previously sheltered, like a cloaked area, which was invisible to the immune system. We're making it visible so that the immune system can do what it knows to do. We recently did a gene expression study, which is quite interesting, with Dr. Asit Panja, and we were able to find that using focused electromagnetic fields actually reverse LPS-stimulated pro-inflammatory gene expression profile in human intestinal stem cell derived epithelial cells using the focused electromagnetic fields. Once again, our preliminary results, and he's still looking at it, there's so much information, 60,000 gene expressions he ordered and is looking at, and we'll have more information available in form of paper soon. But the preliminary results clearly indicate that inflammatory pain related genes which are altered in response to gram-negative bacterial LPS stimulation can be reversed by treatment with focused pulsed electromagnetic frequencies. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm also going to be, so here's one of the peer-reviewed studies from PubMed on what does it mean, pulsed electromagnetic fields, and there's so much literature on it. It's amazing of how little most physicians still know about this field of pulsed electromagnetic fields. So in this case here, this was done by the International Pain Research Institute, LA. The report describes typical cases such as dysmenorrhea, endometriosis, ruptured ovarian cyst, acute lower urinary tract infection, post-operative hematoma, and using pulsed electromagnetic fields, and in most cases, no pain medication was needed. And the conclusion was that unusually effective and long-lasting relief of pelvic pain of gynecological origin has been obtained consistently by short exposures of affected areas to the application of a magnetic induction device to initiate the electrochemical phenomena of electrical operation within a 25 square centimeter focal area. So treatments were short, fast-acting, economical, and in many instances have obviated surgery. Of 18 female patients, 16 patients experienced marked, even dramatic relief. And that's unbelievable. While 2 patients represented less than complete pain relief. So I'll have much more different areas of medicine to share with you at the symposium. And let's continue here. So my journey started with, and I'm going to go into case review now, with my own son, and review my own son's case. It attracted me into this area. Often our children, they pull us into areas in life we didn't even know were existent or would be something we should be in. But my son was actually born with congenital heart disease. At the age of 2, he underwent open heart surgery for corrected L transposition and closure of a VSD. And they did wonderful surgery at Children's Hospital in Boston, where we were also followed. The problem, and here he is, a little cutesy, and the problem started, these are my other 2 children, when at the age of 5 and at the age of 2 after the surgery or during surgery, they also implanted a pacemaker. But at the age of 5, he actually presented symptoms of a 1 centimeter large thrombus. So let me jump. You can see how Randy looks today. He's 20 years old, almost 21. And here I want to show you the echocardiogram, the 1 centimeter large thrombus right on the heart valve. And this was written up also, followed by the Dr. Fulton. He was assistant professor at Harvard Medical School. And Coumadin just didn't work for him. Almost 3 months, and his INR levels were off the chart. So he never went into proper coagulation. And it was at that time that this device only came into my life, and I started using it. I was very nervous. So it was talking to me, but I didn't want to use it actually in the beginning because he has a pacemaker. So what did I do? Because it just kept on nagging at me. I made an appointment with Children's Hospital at Westchester Medical Center, and I took the on-the-med. I had the echocardiogram run, and also the Medtronic engineer was there looking at the pacemaker testing, the functions, and I was running the frequencies, and there was no interference at all. So I got green light. I was able to use it, and I only used it 3 times, 10 minutes, 15 minutes each, because I only had 1 more week. On that Monday morning, they would take the last INR, and if that wouldn't be in therapeutic ranges, they would have done open heart surgery again up in Boston, because his heart was anatomically too small to do catheterization. So, and stunningly, he after those 3 sessions, his INR came back at 2.7, which was a therapeutic level. So I continued doing the Coumadin and the on-the-med. And then it was about, let's see here, 3 months later, where you can see 1/3 of the size. It had really reduced dramatically. No more talk of open heart surgery. And I knew that something dramatic had just happened. I mean, I was able to help my son avoid open heart surgery. And all I did was I added the realm of physics to the chemistry. So I was onto something, and that is actually what catapulted me into the field of naturopathic medicine. And my son, you saw him, he's a healthy young man. He has, he has to undergo, of course, battery changes, etc. But he's doing really well. He's had traumatic trauma from this, but he's a musician, and he's sharing his passion and love with the world. So here's now a patient I want to share with you. 77-year-old male, diagnosed on April 22, 2015 with prostate that had metastasized into the 9th rib, left sacrum, and L5. He was sent home. The physicians here in Germany, they said, look, you're 77, you're considered incurable. And he came with this diagnosis in May, middle of May. He came to me. He was so depressed. He said he even had it written down on all the diagnostics, the lab reports that he brought to me. And his other symptoms included decreased flow of urine and pain during urination, bone pain, fatigue. He couldn't sleep. So he was on alpha blocker, I don't know if you have the same names, tamsulosin, and quarterly on the injection to reduce testosterone and estradiol. And then, excuse me, I put him on my regimen, on what I do, and I'll go into detail in a moment. Just have to move this one thing here out of the way. Sorry. Excuse me, drink some water. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay, so his session with me was 10 sessions in total. Of course, we had more, but until September 30th, when the next examination took place. I did 7 weekly sessions, 1 hour each, and then I stretched it to once every 3 weeks. So his PSA values on April 23 were at 30.3, and then you see in August already at 1.58. The creatinine levels were stable, but around the 30th of September, or just end of September, he was happy, he felt energetic. He did the examination again with the radiologist, and they first thought that they had the wrong patient, they had the wrong chart, because the ultrasounds showed that the prostate has significantly shrunk. There was no more evidence of metastasis, as they just found in April on the previous CT. No more risk of fracture, obviously. And his lymph nodes drastically reduced. So what happened here? So if we look here on the treatment, so I used focused electromagnetic fields and biofeedback device, and the area of foci, when I scanned his body, the foci was in the upper abdomen, the bladder region, kidneys, lumbar, and sacrum region. Now the foci for frequencies, so we choose frequencies 2 at one time, and there's many more modules, of course, but I'm going to focus in now. I want to get the point across to you that in the first module we can correlate frequencies with organ systems. So here the correlation of frequencies over these 10 sessions were to kidneys and to gallbladder. But what does that really mean? Well, the kidney meridian, it ends in the sacrum. Let me show you. Here's the chart. And I have to move this thing again here. It's the moderator thing. So here, if we go from the heel up, the kidney meridian channel flows all the way up to the sacrum. Look at that. The sacrum. And on the other side, of course, we have the prostate, the bladder region. So this is exactly where the metastases were. And let's look one more further. Okay, 1 minute here. Here is the male reproductive system. And look at this here. The kidney meridian goes right through the prostate. No wonder the kidney frequencies showed up. Very interesting. So let's hop up again. Because the gallbladder meridian. Why gallbladder meridian? What does that really mean? Well, you see here, he had the 9th rib, right? Metastasizes to the 9th rib. Let's hop forward and see. Here is the gallbladder meridian. And look, it runs through the rib cage and also, of course, here through the 9th rib. This is where the metastasizes were. No wonder that we have blockages there. Because of the gallbladder meridian, we have congestion there, or we have not enough energy there. So this is an interesting add-on philosophy And interesting also that so easily we can find those frequencies and then ultimately, of course, help the patient overcome the disease faster. The nutrition element, you know, it's as I said, is so important. You gotta set your patient free. So very simple. Eliminate the 3 whites. You know what those are. If you don't, it's very easy. Number 1, milk and milk-related products that is relating to cow. We can do sheep, goat. We can do coconut and hemp, etc. None of the flour-related products, and none of sugar and sugar-related products. We gotta add good, wholesome water, not fluorinated, chlorinated water, and not alkalinized water. There's a lot of business in water, and I don't believe, when you look at nature, that's where observation, where science actually comes from. You will not find alkaline water in nature, in rivers or in streams. The streams feed our water systems. Salt is very important, the right salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt, in moderate ways, of course, very healthy. Got 80 minerals in salt alone. The proper fats, you know, the omega-3, omega-6, just wholesome fats. Probiotics are important. We don't have to swallow probiotic pills. We can do it with kefir and sauerkraut juice, for example, and other things that I will cover more in December. Homeopathy, you know, I love using, and I use it on this Mr. Koch curcuma in D1, and curcuma is just such a great detoxer, and this is a homeopathic dilution. It's liquid, very important, always get liquid, and it's 20 drops, so 3 times a day. Then I also prescribe Strophanthus D4, that's from an African plant, and it helps relieve stress from the heart. And also inflammation from the heart. And it was actually the original stress relief medication in cardiology for the heart. And that was Strophanthine. I don't know what you call it now in English. And then I used Okubaka. Okubaka is a great remedy to help balance metabolism in the gut. I also use homeopathic BHRT. That means my patients go through saliva tests, and we see, of course, the correlation to the hormones to one another. And for him, he was low on progesterone and also the estradiol combination, DHEA-D4. Progesterone is a cream, of course, but remember, it's all homeopathic. You don't find a trace because it's so diluted in the cream, and yet still it works. Because I don't believe that we should add yet another thing to make the patient dependent. You can do it just to, I believe it's a great idea to kickstart, but to kickstart the healing process. You can do bioidentical hormones, absolutely wonderful. But do you really want to be dependent? I don't know. So, okay, L-theanine to reduce cortisol levels, and then D3, 10,000 units a day. So that was this case here. I'm going to jump forward, going to visit another case. Actually, this case here, I'm going to go in great detail. This was an actual case that saw me from, a woman saw me from South America, 42-year-old female. Her diagnosis was invasive mammary carcinoma 2B. And I'm going to unravel. I'm going to look at all the systems, the planets that I have shown you in one of my earlier slides, looking at from the anthroposophical way, the TCM, the Ayurveda, emotional conflicts of what really drives the patient to then later on in life, because of unresolved childhood trauma that is still residing somewhere, a cellular memory, to finally have it released through a tumor sitting somewhere on the body. All of that means something. So here I want to share a case from Singapore, and this is Glenn Chen. I met him last year. I lectured at a conference in Singapore, and he, just look at this, atopic eczema. He was suffering greatly, only 15 years old. He was at the National Skin Center of Singapore, can't go any higher than that. That is, you know, the last chance to get the experts on skin dermatology. But so he didn't really find help, so he found a practice called Spring Oasis that uses biofeedback combined with focused electromagnetic fields. You can see here how ashamed this young man was going to school, being with his friends. He was oozing liquid on the floor. And then he started treatment with the biofeedback focused electromagnetic field device. You can see here beautiful progression of his left leg and legs in general, the thigh, arm, and in comparison. Look at this, it's painful, right? November 2014, April 2015, and look at that. Clearing up, beautiful. So here is a 61-year-old female from Canada. She had triple bypass heart surgery July 18th, and she was readmitted to the hospital because of fluid development around her left lung, and she had difficulty breathing. So she had fluid around the left lung, which was getting worse as of August 20th. So now she comes down to New York. I was in New York, and I'm training her on how to use this device. And I don't know what's going on. I'm just scanning. I'm saying, look, if there's some reactions in your lung bronchial region. So I'm placing applicators there. And it was interesting because she said, oh, she felt a relief. Although I was just training, she wasn't my patient. And then on October 18th, actually, she went back to have the X-ray done. And the X-ray revealed that the fluid was draining. And the physician told her, fantastic, the radiologist said, fantastic, the drainage is working. And she said, what drainage? I never had drainage. All I had was this device called Omnimed. And this is not a sales promotional thing. I just want to also give credit to, because here was only Omnimed and using the program's frequencies to which the patient responded by pulse feedback. Now I want to show you an acute injury, a 3rd-degree burn. A little boy, this is a case from Romania. This is quite something. Not only chronically ill patients unraveling and helping, adding to the chemical model with the way of physics, but here only doing physics. Never seen going to the hospital, but helping the patient right away with focused electromagnetic fields. And let's see, the realm of physics, energy medicine. Day 4, wounds are healing. In this case, the boy received 1 hour per day, and program 98, which was specifically developed for tissue regeneration, was used. After 14 days, can barely see the scars. Quite something. And no pain, no creams, no uncomfortable treatment. So I want to encourage you to view the human body, including yourself, as an electromagnetic being. And also to not toss what we have learned from thousands of years of all this wisdom, but to bridge ancient wisdom with today's cutting-edge science. And using energy medicine helps you, as I believe, to stimulate the patient soul, which expresses itself mentally and emotionally and manifests in and throughout the physical body. And I want to encourage you to come join me for this one day. I wished I would have had this kind of one-day symposium and workshop, because I had to get all of this knowledge, yes, through the studies, but more knowledge even by, reading more, being in the world, by experiencing out there. And now I have put it all together for you as a toolbox that uses different tools inside that toolbox. It doesn't replace anything, it only enhances what you're already doing. So come join me, register today. Here is the link, and I'm sure that you have received emails from A4M regarding the Bio-IT Symposium, Energetics in Medicine, and I look forward to meeting you there, getting to know you, hands-on workshop, and you can earn up to 8 CME credits. And with this, I say thank you, and now I guess we're opening it up. Lindsay?
Thank you so much, Dr. Binder. For those of you who do have questions, please submit them through the chat option. And the first question, how soon do you think we will have a machine that can scan over the body and know what diseases, pathologies we have?
Can you, how soon will we have a machine? Well, we can have it right away. That is an easy way, but you know, it enhances, I want to say, it enhances your perspective, your diagnosis of the clinical picture of pathology. So, but because pathology, it doesn't mean that that's where the disease is sitting. So you can purchase a machine right away, as financing, leasing, of course, and you will learn how to do this in a 2-day training, one-on-one, up to 3 people. So that it's best to contact me directly. May I give my my email address?
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, thank you. So my direct email is Silvia, SILVIA BINDER @ondamed ONDAMED.de. Or if you email Lindsay, she can give it to you, or you go on support@ondamed.net ONDAM for Mary ED.
Yes, fantastic. And yes, and for those of you who do have questions or would like to register, I can certainly assist you. My direct line is 561-777-6807. You can also reach me at Lindsay, LINDSAY, @a4m.com. Several of you are asking if you will get the recording of this presentation, and yes, absolutely, you will receive it in less than 24 hours. Again, if anyone does have any questions, please submit them through the chat option.
I would also like to give my phone number too, if I may.
Sure.
Okay, my direct line is in the US, which rings right here in Germany. You can leave a message. Is 845-534-0456 and extension 111. And then, or you can call my office in New York at extension 0. So I look forward to having you join me at the symposium. It's a 1-day. I think that the A4M is offering a special price for the next couple of weeks still, right, Lindsay?
Yes, yes, we are. We do have special pricing until the end of the month. That will be our early bird pricing. So certainly take advantage of the cost savings and connect with me directly. I want to thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and we certainly look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. Dr. Binder, I don't have any further questions.
Oh, I'm very happy. So further questions can be taken, of course, in live at this symposium.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for joining us during your lunch hour, and we will see you in Las Vegas. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.